Hey guys, Josh Cardell here, though you probably already knew that if you clicked on the LinkedIn link to this video. I had an idea I want to float past you. I've been at Ahead for a few months. You guys probably know that. And I realized very quickly, at the manufacturing space, we learn a lot about the products that we have, but we don't about all of the other things that are out there, except for maybe a couple of competitors. So coming over here, I realized I have a lot of work to do. I got a lot of catching up to do. And what that normally looks like is I'm going to ring up the manufacturers, say, hey, can you spend a little bit of time with me? It got me thinking about the idea of, does it make sense to record those? And here's my thought track there is we used to do a lot of lunch and learns, back in the day. We used to do a lot of happy hours where manufacturers come out and talk about their product. But nobody really does those anymore today, and they're not very well attended because honestly, people would rather be home. So I thought, do customers have that same need that I've got to learn about the different technologies? So here's my idea. Once or so a month, I bring in a different manufacturer, different software provider, whatever it may be, occasionally pepper in something that Ahead does, and do a little interview, maybe a 30-minute thing to talk about, what do you do? What is the value prop? How do you help customers? Where you differentiate it from other players in your field? And then maybe do a 2-3 minute version that I post to LinkedIn so you can know what it's about, and then the link to the longer video. So that's my idea. Be very curious what you think about that. If it's worth watching, if it's worth putting together, do me a favor, put a comment down below and say, yeah, I'd watch that. And if there's enough interest, we'll do that. If not, I'll just do them on my own. Not a big deal. A little bit about why I came to Ahead while I've got you, if you're still listening here, is, I've been at the manufacturer the majority of my career, the last 8 years at Dell. And I'm sure as customers or even other manufacturers, you're seeing this. Those reps don't tend to stick around very long. There's a lot of organizational changes that happen, and maybe every 6 months, every year, maybe every 2 years, if you're lucky, right, you'll get a new rep. It's frustrating for the reps, I assure you, because we're trying to develop long-term strategies and plans with our customers. And I know that it's also frustrating for the customers. So as I was looking at where I go next in my career, where I didn't see that happening is on the partner side. Work with a lot of partners that are in their space for, the last decade or sometimes a lot longer than that. So I started with, I'm probably going to go to a partner. And then I chose Ahead, not because they were the only one interested. Keep the smart aleck comments to yourself, but because of a few things that they do unique. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of partners while I'm on the manufacturing side, and there are some great ones out there, not just Ahead. There's others that provide some value for sure and have some really smart people. But what I was looking for were a few different things. One, I wanted them to have a good reputation, right? And having worked with a lot of partners, I saw who did really well by their customers and who were just really good at providing pricing. Ahead has always been one of those that does really well by their customers. And I've received positive feedback while I was on the manufacturing about some of Ahead's services. So that checked the first box. Memphis presence, resources, brand recognition in the area was another important decision for me, which Ahead checked those boxes as well. And then the last one was the size, right? I didn't want to be with a company that was so large they were trying to be everything to everybody and sell everything from data center gear to printer paper. I didn't want to be with those big ones, but I also didn't want to be at one that's so small that there wasn't much substance to what they provided. Ahead is a $5.5 billion organization. We should eclipse $6 billion this year. And of our 3,600 employees, about 2/3 of them are engineers. So we're a very tech resource heavy organization. And so that was important to me because as fun as Josh is to talk to, it's really about getting the smart people with the smart people and making some magic happen. So anyway, short version of why I came to Ahead. I'd love to tell you more about our value prop. If you're interested, just shoot me a message. But that's it. And again, on my original idea about the video, comment. I'd watch that if that's something you'd be interested in me making. All right, y'all take care.